Hey guys, I'm getting off of politics for a minute, and I'm going to continue with my Broadway series because in this climate of politics it's really getting ugly. So it was time for me to continue on with my Broadway series. And it's about Johnny Carson. And in a minute I'm actually going to edit a photo into my video. Oh my God, I'm actually learning how to do some editing. Anyway. There is a hospital on the West Coast. Most of you on the West Coast know it, and most of you across the country probably heard of it. It's called the City of Hope. It's one of those hospitals that does major research, will take in people who cannot pay. It's quite a wonderful place. And my dad, even though I told you that he was the president of the Schubert Theaters, also was the president of the City of Hope for 30 years. And he would plan all their events cross-country. Every year they would have a Man of the Year dinner. And this one particular year, the Man of the Year was Johnny Carson. It was a dinner that was held in the Plaza Hotel in New York City. The Plaza Hotel, of course, everybody knows, and it has a wonderful reputation, and it's extremely beautiful. So that night, I should say that this was quite a long time ago. I was 17. In the photo I show you, you'll see how young I was. As a matter of fact, here's the photo. Johnny Carson is standing right in the middle of me and another girl who I don't remember. I believe she was the daughter of somebody, but don't remember her. Although she and I would meet at many of these dinners. I'm the one in the white dress. Actually, it was pink. And look at the style of the 60s, let me tell you. I don't know. I think maybe this dress would work. I don't know. If you look in the very, very background, you'll see a woman sitting with a huge beehive on the top of her head. That was my mother. And this is Johnny Carson before he moved his show to California. He had was doing his show from New York City at the time. All of the stories that you've heard about Johnny Carson is true. He's very shy. And during that entire dinner, this was a party, or I should say, they call it a VIP party before the actual dinner, so that everybody can gather, have some drinks and cocktails and whatever. He stood against a wall. He was very shy. He was great one-on-one, but he really did not like to mingle. We knew about that back then, and that was okay, you know. He was lovely. He was a sweet man and generous. However, once he got out on stage, boy, he was in his element. After this photo was taken, we then went into the Grand Ballroom. Sitting on the dais that night was a whole bunch of people, but the ones that I really stand out in my mind is Ed McMahon, of course. He was his sidekick for so many years. Don Rickles, who was his best friend, I think his lifelong friend. My dad, of course, since he was the one who was running the dinner. Governor of New York, Nelson Rockefeller, also was on the dais. Paul Newman, Buddy Hackett, who I have another story about Buddy Hackett, which I will do later on. That's really a strange story. Jimmy Stewart and Jack Dempsey. Jack Dempsey was the heavyweight champion of the world many years ago and was a loved giant of a man. And he was a friend of my dad's really for a very, very long time. And I knew Jack Dempsey personally. He used to come to our house a lot. He also had a restaurant in Manhattan called Jack Dempsey's. So, this dinner goes on. I'm sitting in front of the dais with my mother at a round table with a bunch of people. And of course, my dad introduces Johnny Carson after other people do a lot of wonderful speeches about him. And he gets up and he's funny as hell. Nothing like he is privately or personally, and as shy as he was. A few years later, when he moved his show to California, we had to go out to California. I went with my father to California to do some business for the City of Hope, and we were invited to go backstage to the Johnny Carson show and meet people and see how they work, and went into the green room. Don't even ask me who was on the show that night, because I don't remember. My eyes were on Johnny Carson. And it was really true. You know how he used to stand right behind that curtain and would come right out, and man, he was on. Well, before he actually came out, he was terrified. He would look around and say to everybody, now, understand, this guy was a huge star and a huge, wonderful personality, even back then, would ask everybody, how do you think I'm going to do? I'm really nervous. You could see him take a handkerchief out of his pants pocket and just sort of swipe his forehead. And from what I understand, he was like that forever. Once he got on stage, though, he was the Johnny Carson we all love and admired. And let me tell you, I admire this man. When he died, I was heartbroken. Anyway, that's my story about Johnny Carson. I was really young when I met him. I look back on that photo and I say, did that really happen? Yes, it seems like it was just yesterday. I'm going to be doing another video pretty soon, probably about Paul Newman, then Buddy Hackett, and a few others. But for now, I'm hoping that you enjoyed this video, and I'm actually going to put it in the video so you can see the photo, hopefully. Anyway, guys, take care and enjoy. Bye.